Hello, grandchildren. Welcome back to another episode of Granny Goatee's Food Review Show, where Granny Goatee reviews your favorite foods. Thank you once again for joining me on another episode. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, okay? I ended up taking a trip to Chiang Mai, a short trip to Chiang Mai, and in my previous video, I reviewed a pandan dessert, and I found a store here called Yok Sod by Toi. I will put it in a description for y'all to check out their Facebook or their Instagram, and they actually have a whole variety of different kinds of pandan desserts, and I'll go ahead and include a video here of what the pandan plant looks like. So you can get a look at that. And these desserts are all made out of pandan and coconut milk, 100% pandan. I have 3 of them here. I will show you these desserts in video as I'm reviewing each one, so you can get a nice description of what they are. And I will also tell you a description, okay, grandchildren? So stay tuned for the end of the video, where I have some cool B-roll of what I did this week, if you want to take a look at that. And let's just get right into it, okay? So the first one that I'm going to try is called Klom-Kleun. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Klom-Kleun. It's 70 baht, and it is a rounded pandan pudding in harmony with creamy coconut filling. So I think it's going to be pretty liquidy on the inside. All right, and I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. It looks like here. And the description. Let's get this open so you can take a good look at it. Oh man, that is so beautiful. It looks so cool. Take a look at that. So shiny and glossy. Now, I do know what pandan tastes like. It's one of my favorite type of desserts to get, anything flavored with pandan in Thailand. So let's make sure we can, okay, so let's lift this up like so. Grab that little leaf on the bottom. Oh, it's almost like Jello. I don't want to drop it. Take a look at that. Wow, that is just beautiful. So gorgeous. And it feels very slippery in my hand. It's cold to the touch. All right, let's plop this bad boy in there. Not too sweet. It has a slight bitter undertone, and the inside is filled with a sweet coconut, like a milky coconut. When you bite into it, the outer shell, that Jello just collapses, and the coconut just bursts into your mouth. And as you're chewing it, the flavors just blend together. It's quite nice. The pandan is not really that sweet at all. You get that neutral pandan flavor with a little bit of bitterness, and then you get the sweetness inside that creamy coconut. Now I'm going to attempt to bite into this Klom-Kleun. Klom-Kleun. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And we're gonna see if anything spills out of it, okay, grandchildren? Let's see. So here it is again, in all its glory. Whoa! I almost party fouled the Klom-Kleun. That would have sucked. Now, 4 of these pieces come in one order, and I think that's a pretty good deal. So you can see the coconut on the bottom, and if you look at the bottom of it, you can see where they fill the coconut in. So they must make this gelatin in some type of a mold, and then they go ahead and once it's hardened, they fill it in with this creamier coconut filling, okay? So let's go ahead and bite it in the middle so we can see what that what that coconut filling looks like. So it's not completely liquidy, although it is softer than the Jello pandan that encapsulates it. It is very nice. I like this. Let's just finish this off. It's very interesting that that pandan outer gelatin has a slight bitter undertone. I have never had any dessert with pandan that has ever had that slight bitterness. When you look at the pandan plant, you understand why it may have a little bit of a bitter undertone along with that vanilla-y sweet flavor, because it looks like it may be bitter. But I never knew that it actually was. All right, so let's wrap this one up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I think of the Klom-Kleun once I finish the other two desserts we also have here. All right, now the other one is called an Emerald Moon, and it is a steamed soft pandan tart topped with a Thai style egg custard, and this was 65 baht. Okay, 100% pandan. Let's get this open so you can get a good look at this. And they actually gave me a spoon to eat this with, so I'm assuming that I cannot just pop it. I cannot just pop it out. You see that it's almost like a gelatin, like the Klom-Kleun was. This Emerald Moon is. It's very, very appealing to the eye. Kind of a neutral smell. They gave me that spoon, so let's go ahead and try this out. Okay. Come on. Okay, let me do one more round with the spoon. My spoon cutting skills. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Take a look at that, grandchildren. Now, I have a feeling that the pandan here is going to be the same. Is going to be the same consistency as the Klom-Kleun was that it is in the Emerald Moon. It almost looks like the same type of dessert, just in a different kind of packaging. And instead of having coconut in the middle, it has this egg custard. Let's see. That is much more rubbery. Oh, that custard is so nice compared to that coconut inside of there. And this pandan tart, the tart part, this bottom part, the green part that has the pandan, this green part is much more rubbery. It's not like the Klom-Kleun at all. I like this a lot more. Sticky in your mouth. A little bit like sticky rice. Also, this has that slight bitterness that it's so subtle. You can barely taste it. But I've never had any pandan desserts that have that slight bitter undertone. It's really interesting. It's not bad. It's just I'm not accustomed to it. Granny Goatee is not a big fan of bitter foods, but that subtle flavor is actually not bad. I'm okay with it. The subtleness of that bitterness, it's just comes by, says hello, and then goes and leaves. It doesn't linger. I rather like that Emerald Moon, and I will tell you what I think of it at the end of the review. Okay, now the last one we have is a Pandan-Coconut milk pudding. Okay, and this is Yoksod. This is Yoksod's, I think, bakery or Bai Thai. I don't know what that means. but by Toy, maybe that's her or his last name, I'm not sure. But Yokso's secret recipe, okay? And actually there was two different items, two different desserts that I wanted to pick. This one and another one. And I asked the sales girl behind the counter, if you had a choice between eating this one or this one, which one would you eat? And she immediately pointed to this one. So I decided to take her recommendation. And let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, this is actually quite challenging to open up. Let me see. Granny Goatee's strength. I haven't been able to lift weights really until since I got to Chiang Mai, so I'm losing some of my strength, I guess. I couldn't even pop this plastic open. So take a look at that. The top is the coconut milk, and the bottom is the pandan. So, oh, it just pops out like a little Jello cube. Oh, look at that. It just pops out like a little Jello cube. That's so cool. All right, let's try it out. Oh, let me see if I can get all of this on the... Oh, that looks fun. I bet kids would love to eat this. Look at that. All right, down the hatch. That is so weird. That is like a very, very hard pandan jello. The top of it is like a hard coconut jello. Ah! Oh! Party foul, caught it. Whoa! It's slippery, not slimy, but it's very slippery. Let me get you a good look of that. And it's very hard. The bottom layer is like a stiff jello. You really gotta bite into it for it to start to fall apart. The top layer is a much more softer coconut milk jello. This is essentially jello. There's nothing else that I can compare it to. And the sweetness is very mild. Neither the pandan nor the coconut milk here is very sweet at all. It's just a refreshing, slightly sweet, ever so slightly, pandan and coconut milk jello. I would not call this a pudding. This is not a pudding. But the more I eat it, the more I like it. I love how there's a springiness to it. Even though you break it down in your mouth, you're chewing it, even the little bits that are remaining that are not as small as the smaller bits, that are not as big as the bigger bits, they still have this springiness and this pop when you bite into it. It's really interesting. It's quite an experience. Rather nice. That is very good. Okay, grandchildren, well, what do I think? And what is my review for these pandan desserts? Well, I will have to give the Klom-Kleun. Oh, let me pop this open again so you can get a good look at these shiny balls. So they get a 7 out of 10. Okay, it's good dessert. It's tasty, but it's nothing to write home about. All right, so the Klom-Kleun gets a 7 out of 10. The Emerald Moon, all right, which is slightly more stiff. What's interesting is the way that I opened them. The Klom-Kleun was the least stiff. They all were like the consistency of Jello, and the Emerald Moon was like half, like right in between the coconut and the pandan pudding. So I ate them from least stiff consistency to the most stiff, which was this coconut pudding, what they call coconut pudding, which is not like a pudding. All of these really were like a Jello, but what's absent here that I like that is present in the other two is that bitter undertone. It's not here. Even though these two, the other two, the Klom-Kleun and the Emerald Moon, are more sweet than this one, that bitterness offsets the sweetness. It's not necessarily bad, but I do enjoy this more because that bitterness is not there. Okay, so as far as the Emerald Moon, I forgot if I gave this a number or not, but we're gonna hit this one with a 7.3, okay? And as far as the coconut, Pandan-Coconut pudding, I'm gonna give this an 8.2 out of 10. The more I eat it, the more I like it. I love how it's in its section, and then you just, it just pops out like whoop. There I am. Yes, this is very good. Well, thank you, grandchildren, for joining me on another episode. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you had any of these desserts, please tell me about it in the comment section. Or if you come to Thailand and to Chiang Mai and you do try these desserts from this bakery, which was in the Maya Mall, by the way, on the northwestern corner, right outside of the old city, then tell me about it. All right, grandchildren? And thank you for joining me, and enjoy the B-roll. Bye-bye.
Turn left.